A healthy soil is a living and dynamic system. A healthy soil is really the key foundation for any profitable growth for our farmers. That also helps them to buffer some of the weather patterns we see and therefore also maximize the efficiency of the inputs they apply on their fields that are critical for any production and offer them resilience. Oftentimes we oppose resilience with yield, but resilience is more of a longer term view to have profitable farms, and healthy soils are really a key foundations. There has been a lot of initiatives re-establishing or at least improving soil health. However, that's not a one-size-fits-all approach, and what a healthy soil is in one part of the world may differ, so that's really important for us to understand those nuances. Globally, soil management practices have been evolving over the last years or so. There has been a clear movement toward improving soil health through different practices. These trends are not universally applicable though. A farmer in Western Europe maybe will be more focused on minimizing compaction in his field and increasing soil organic matter, for instance. In Central Europe, they had some heavy drought over the last 5 years. Therefore, erosion control, moisture retention is central to their system. Some conditions in the US, the Midwest, they have such a strong winter season that sometimes that may not allow them to integrate cover crops in their system. Therefore, soil health for them may mean something different. In that case, that's maybe how I can prepare some of my fields in the fall to remove some of the moisture and therefore making sure I have optimal conditions in the spring. That's really central to our approach at Väderstad to understand those local nuances and make sure we understand that, and that's grounded in realities, and therefore solutions are tailored to different regions. Soil structure is critical for a good crop establishment. That soil structure needs to support and be able to sustain healthy plants, and that starts with emergence. And emergence is really critical, and that's really central to our vision at Väderstad, as we strive to be the leading partners for outstanding emergence. If you take small grains, even emergence matters because we'll have an optimal number of seeds per square meter, and therefore throughout the entire cycle, when it comes to our nutrient management programs, crop protection, fungicide application, that's going to make the whole system a lot more efficient. Now, if you compare that with row crops, because if you have one seed corn that is emerging later than its neighbor, it will never be able to compensate throughout the growth cycle. And that's where farmers need to adapt to some of those local conditions they have or challenges depending on the year to ensure that they have strong performance in the field. So at Väderstad, agronomy and product development are closely connected. So our agronomy team is part of product development in general. Therefore, our task is really how we can be the boots in the field that will provide some evidence-based facts and help shape and refine some of the designs we're working on so that we can make sure that some of our products can either allow farmers to reduce the number of field passes he may do, lower fuel consumption, but also minimizing compaction, all the while we either enhance his yield levels or at least maintain that. So agronomy insights are really useful for us to find a balance between the sustainability aspect and the productivity. As we improve our soil health, that's going to help us to build that resilience in our system. And this is where treating soil health as a long-term asset at the farm level, we can really show that we can improve the yield stability and ultimately the financial performances at the farm. Therefore, our approach to provide tools and tactics that enable farmers to adopt maybe some more of the sustainable practices without sacrificing yields is really a key differentiator for us in the long run. And again, this is where being sustainable and productive are not going against each other. They can really be an essential path for the future of our agriculture in general. Every farm is different and unique in its own way, and therefore our goal is really to provide some practical and profitable solutions that will fit his system and his local conditions, and obviously tackle his challenges.